the word for me is commissioning. I think because today we've had an absolutely fantastic dialogue, thank you, Peter, between the worlds of research and modelling. And I'm not saying they're separate worlds, because those of us who do modelling also do research, and people who do research also do modelling. But I think that exchange has been really, really interesting. And I think that what it highlighted for me was that what we, the modellers, do is that we deal with people who are often commissioners who are trying to translate the knowledge that comes from what the researchers are doing into something operational, and in modelling we try and help them to make sense of that. So I think to continue this dialogue, it would be good to have some more commissioners in the room.
Nimble.
Nimble commissioning.
Commissioners are trying to commission changes that are complex. They're so complex that they are frightened of commissioning it in one go, and they're tying themselves in knots. They're waiting for evidence that researchers are sort of busy collecting data, building it up. We are involved, we're modeling it. It's taken years, Terry, and I've got really impatient. Can we start a more nimble process of change where we do small bits of modeling, we do small bits of design, we change a service, prototype it, commissioners look at it and say, yeah, it works, I'll buy that, I'll commission that service, and we keep doing that design, the modeling, the prototyping, the commissioning in smaller, simpler cycles. It's happening continuously. We should see services changing every 6 to 8 weeks. Nimble commissioning. Could we make that happen? Could we make that happen with modeling? Yeah, it's a dream. Hopefully it comes true.
A counterpoint to that is that if you change so many parts of the system constantly, you will have a kind of anarchic system. So I would make a case for stability with experimentation and evaluation in the context of that stability, and then you know how to evaluate whether it is actually having an impact or not. And I think that we could model that. We could model the creation of how much instability in a system through the kind of change that you're talking about can a system tolerate before it all sort of falls down in a heap.
My words, evidence. I think the thing I've really taken from the conference is the great research evidence that's coming through that is been there for quite a while. I'm not sure that as modelers we use that effectively because we don't know it's there. We could probably be having much more fruitful discussions and moving into that applied modelling much more effectively and in a standardised way that everybody who models dementia does it on the basis of the most recent research, and it's this, so that we make sure those models are more robust. But I also took from David's talk about the operational models, about the importance of correct modelling and making sure that you've really got good data to do it. So I think where we've got the kind of nimble commissioning, we mustn't move too far away from any evidence that we have got and using it effectively.
I'm sorry, Terry, I've got 2 words.
2 words.
And they are...
That's what the business school does, isn't it?
Yeah. They are accessibility and localization. And this arises, once again, from commissioning. And I absolutely share your view that it would be nice to have commissioners attending these kind of events. What little I know about commissioning and commissioners is that, first of all, they are somewhat skeptical of a great deal of research, high quality research done by academics, and consider it to be not written with them in mind. So they find it very inaccessible, or fairly inaccessible. And it's not what they naturally turn to when they're looking for expertise or knowledge. And the second thing is that which is kind of related to that, is that they are looking for expertise in context, and in particular in their local context. They're not interested in general results. They're interested in results that apply to that small part of the world which is kind of outside their window.
For me, a lot of today has been about exchange, the exchange of ideas, and to understand different points of view. And if I may add to that, positive deviance. What we're actually trying to do is to find the bits that work and then model those. So the leading edge ideas that are different from what we've been doing that really do make a difference, and then exchanging them between us as quickly as possible. So exchange is my word.
It's a hyphenated word. White water. Because we're not in the sort of the slow-moving rivers of nor are we up in the Loy's sort of cascadey stuff in the top, but we are in white water and sort of extra rivers that come in and buffet us, but we're going in a direction. So white water is the sort of image for me, having been buffeted by ideas from research and then from practice and then from operational and then from strategic. But it's a nice place to be.
What I got from this afternoon was about collaboration, and was we've been wrestling with an issue of data, populating a model that we've had in existence for over a year now, waiting for some data. And I had two constructive suggestions from people here as to ways that we could actually use their data and we could share data. So although it isn't completely answering our real problem in that they're not waving a magic wand and giving us data for Southampton, it's given us a way forwards and a way that we could actually, maybe start to actually get something useful out of a model that so far hasn't really produced anything. So I think one of the things it's to do with sharing and just talking to each other a bit more, and not so much giving each other lots of detailed data, but just ideas and ways that we could collaborate.